We're back with another WWE 2K22 hidden features and things you might not know. And there's some craziness and good stuff to talk about today. As always, make sure you guys leave your suggestions down in the comments below. Have those notifications turned on to never miss an episode, and let's get right into it. And getting right into it, it looks like WWE Games apparently had a storyline plans for the female MyRise, which involved the Fiend Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, and current WWE 24/7 champion Dana Brooke. A huge amount of dialogue was data mined by Reddit user Pepsi Guy 2. This information gives us context on how that storyline was gonna play out, and other new things that were gonna be included in the game, such as a new hidden funhouse arena, the Avi and Mercy models, and a possessed version of Dana Brooke called the Sheen. She was going to be introduced in a Firefly Funhouse segment, with the Fiend character stating the following: "Hi Fireflies, hello there, and welcome to a very special edition of the Firefly Funhouse. As you know, I love making new friends, and I recently made a very special one. Her name was Dana Brooke, but now she got a new name that's better. She is now known as the Sheen." This introduction of this brand new Dana Brooke character will lead into her going up against Alexa Bliss, who the game recognized as Bray Wyatt's former associate in the storyline script. So of course, they continuing the storyline that we got to see on TV, where Alexa Bliss betrayed Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania when he was facing against Randy Orton. So now the Fiend, but in the video game, wants revenge. Based on the extra dialogue, the storyline include a Hell in a Cell match between Alexa Bliss and the possessed Dana Brooke, and apparently a horrifying elimination chamber matchup. An elimination chamber of horrors, which based on how the commentary dialogue describes it, would have been awesome to have as an elimination variant in the game. All of this leads to the Fiend and the Sheen being out of control, and general manager Adam Pearce not even being able to control the Fiend. You get to face off against the Fiend, take him down, but then more things are discovered. Bray Wyatt said that anyone who possesses the lantern is possessed, and unfortunately that wasn't a hyperbole. You take the lantern and you take his power, destroying him in the process. Easy, right? All of this would apparently lead into a couple of more segments, and ultimately your male and female my player working together to try and save Dana Brooke from the Fiend. I will leave a link in the description to the Reddit post with the rest of the dialogue if you guys want to check it out. It is a bit confusing to put together, as of course there's still a lot of context missing from it, but this definitely sounds like the most over the top storyline that we would have gotten, and I'm actually sad that we don't get to see it happen. To me, this actually feels like the grand finale of MyRise, which as of right now there isn't one specific storyline that ends MyRise. It all depends what path you take, but this one going against the Fiend and going against the Sheen, Dana Brooke, and both of your my player coming together to put an end to this horror feels like a grand finale, like a massive storyline that you can have for a couple of months leading into WrestleMania, and then that will be the official end of MyRise. Let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comments below. With the recent update, my faction cheese of using the candlestick to get disqualified and win the match has been removed, but there's still easy ways to get the wins. One of those by making the opponent submit. Now, we already talked about this. Sonya Deville of the Emerald card is really good, follow up by of course Ruby Asuka, but an extra tip I want to give you guys that we haven't discussed is how to not break your controller, because button smashing in WWE 2K22 does get a bit out of hand, and after a couple of hours of playing you could notice that your controller is going downhill. So what I recommend is for you guys to go to the gameplay options and turn on the option allow health input for minigames. This is going to make it a little bit more difficult for you to kick out, but you're not going to be button smashing. If you're fast enough for the pinfall and the submission and you're pressing the button that it tells you and hold it down, it will work just as if you are spamming the button. With this strategy, I'm still able to kick out the Hell's Gates, as you guys can see. Even though my head is on red, I'm still able to submit somebody in under a minute in the My Faction Wars matches. glitches, and most importantly, I am not breaking down my controller. Yes, the button smashing is faster, depending how good you are at button smashing, but you don't really need it at all. You can just turn on the health input option, and you're still going to be able to get those victories, kick out, and get out of submissions just as easy if you're quick enough to hold the button that the screen indicates. If you visit the Backstage Bro area, you can see that there is an Eddie Guerrero lowrider there. This is the one that is actually used in one of the storylines for MyRise. Shout out to Toy Pikachu for pointing that out. One extra thing that I did notice is that this lowrider is actually not the same as the one from the Monday Night Raw 2005 arena. The outside is very similar with the same style, but looking at the inside, you can see that it has a different paint style. So shout out to 2K for making it slightly different, since they did got to use it in a MyRise storyline. Credit to Coda Skyline for pointing this one out. I'm also wondering why there is leftover props under the ring and they create an arena. When going into the free camp, you can see that under the ring there is half of a steel steps, 2 chairs, one that's standing, one that is laying. There's also a microphone, and you can almost see half of the ring bell. Why all of this is under the ring, who knows? It's definitely not holding the ring up. This is also only part of custom arenas as the regular arenas in the game. I didn't get to find anything under the ring. And courtesy of the SmackDown Hotel, they got to remind us that in a Hell in a Cell matchup, if you end up setting up a table on the right spot under one of the panels that you are able to break and put your opponent through that Hell in a Cell, that opponent is not only going to break the cell, but they're also going to land on that table and going through it. It is a very cool visual that only makes the Hell in a Cell even more vicious. Let me know what other extreme spots you guys ended up recreating. Make sure to turn on those notifications for more WWE 2K22 hidden features and things you might not know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also check my latest video of me trying to complete one of WWE's 2K22 hardest challenge on my first try. Stay savage, and I'll catch you on the next one.